Hello there guys, and in this Linux tutorial we are going to talk about command substitution. And command substitution basically gives you the ability to take a result of a command and store it in a variable, or use the result of that first command as an argument for another command. Okay, and so what we are going to do is we are actually going to show command substitution in this script right here. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to introduce in a new variable called lines. Okay, so this is a new variable which is called lines, and it is going to be equal to the result of grep, and I will write a and then aba.txt. Okay, so basically lines is going to contain all of the lines which contain the small letter a in the file aba.txt, and this file exists in the folder where my script is located. Okay, so what I'm going to do after that is I'm going to go iterate through each word in the variable lines, and I am actually going to echo the word. Okay. Okay, so let us just first see how this is executed, and then we will talk about what is exactly happening here. Okay. So let me clear this up from the previous. That's from tutorial that was previous tutorial, not directly previous, but an ancestor of the previous tutorial. Okay, so let me run the script by typing tutorial script2.sh, pressing enter, and basically I'm getting individual words. Okay, now you may be asking yourself, well, actually what is happening here? Okay, so the concept I want you to focus on, and I will actually explain two things. First, I will explain why doesn't the lines variable give us lines? Why does it give us words? That I'm going to explain that, but first I will explain what is this command substitution. So basically, command substitution is this thing right here, which I just highlighted. Okay, so you have the $sign, and then you have the parentheses, and within the parentheses you can actually execute some command, and then you can store the result of that command, for example, in this variable, and then you can use that. You can use this variable in your shell script. Okay, but now why are we getting words instead of actual lines? Shouldn't lines contain lines and not words? Well, if you actually write echo and you write $sign lines and you save this and you run this, what you will actually see is that you get this thing right here. Okay, so we get mustard is how we transfer wealth. Some stuff have a mustard. Okay, but notice that there is a space in between each one of those words. So when we are iterating over this via a for loop, which we learned how to use in a previous tutorial, each one of these spaces is interpreted as a space which is delimiting the elements in the sequence. Okay, so basically the for loop is thinking, okay, this is the first element in the sequence, this is the second element in the sequence, this is the third element in the sequence, and so on and so on and so on, because it interprets the space as the delimiter. Okay, so that is why we are actually outputting words instead of actual lines. Okay, because this word right here is actually just one element in the sequence, which is delimited by a space. Okay, and this is actually command substitution. All right, and so we just outputted this, and we can also, for example, for me to show you the other use case, so this is the first case where you store the result of the execution of the command in a variable. What we could also do is, for example, we could echo, instead of doing this entire thing, we could echo, for example, the command substitution of the ls command. So basically what we are saying with this is, okay, first execute the ls command and then echo the contents of the executed ls command. Okay, and if I run tutorial script right now and go upwards, I can see that I get all of the file names because what I essentially said is, okay, first execute this command and then echo it. Okay, so this is an example of using command substitution to actually use the output of this command as an argument to this command. Okay, and this can actually come in handy in some instances. I have personally never used it, but I do think this is handy to use, especially when manipulating files. So I wanted to include this. Okay, so thank you very much, guys, for watching. I hope you like, share, subscribe, and leave comments and feedback, and I will see you in the next tutorial. Talk soon.